29-year-old Johnny Coxie and his wife, 25-year-old Megan Coxie, were living in a low-income section of Spartanburg, South Carolina. They both often found themselves out on the streets begging for money. Child Protective Services stepped in and took their child away from them. Almost immediately after their child was taken from them, both Megan and Johnny were arrested and thrown in jail. After they both got out of jail, Megan was contacted by a local, very successful real estate agent named Todd Colehep. Todd was reaching out to her to offer her and her husband pretty decent paying jobs. Apparently Todd had recently purchased this massive 95-acre plot of land in the area, and he needed people to come onto the property and help clean it up. And so, of course, Megan and Johnny say yes. She and Johnny made their way out to this property. 3 days later, Megan's mother tried to get in touch with her, but she couldn't. And when she reached out to Johnny, she couldn't get in touch with him either. And so given the couple's history, Megan's mother thought the worst. She panics and she rushes to Megan and Johnny's house. They're not there. And so something in her gut tells her that something is wrong here. And so she called the police. The police began their investigation by speaking to Todd Colehep, who was the owner of this property, because presumably he was one of the last people to see them before they went missing. But when they spoke to Todd, he said, look, I had limited interaction with them. They were on my property. They came out, they cleaned these two buildings, and then I paid them and they left. And we haven't had any contact since. And so at this point, the police decide their best bet is just to wait and see what happens. Months went by, and it wasn't long before the case went cold. But it would not stay cold for very long. On August 31st, 2016, two more residents of Spartanburg went missing as well. They were 30-year-old Kayla Brown and her boyfriend, 32-year-old Charlie Carver. Unlike the Coxies, Kayla and Charlie were not struggling with financial issues. They were actually pretty well off. According to their families, it seemed like the couple was very happy with their lives and the directions they were going. But starting on the evening of August 31st, Kayla and Charlie stopped returning text messages or answering phone calls. Charlie's father was especially close with Charlie, and so this sudden silence was immediately noticed by him. Charlie's father finally hopped in his car and drove to his son's house to see if he was there, and he wasn't. And then he drove to Kayla's place, and she wasn't there either. And so he called the police and he reported them missing. The police started with absolutely no leads, and so what they did to begin their investigation was basically just to interview everybody in Charlie and Kayla's life. But no one had any idea where this couple had gone to. But 2 months after they had been reported missing, the police finally obtained a search warrant that would allow them to look at their respective cell phone records. And when they looked at Kayla's cell phone records, they were able to triangulate roughly where her last known location was, according to pings her cell phone was sending off to nearby cell phones.